Couple guys wrestling with it. Panagiotopoulou. I'm not sure what the call is. Foul number 2. That's Peter Moses. Not a shooting foul. Already a substitution from Ridley. That's about as quick a substitution you'll ever see. Abu Nabi, nowhere to go. Back outside to Nath. Shot clock at 5. Off the back of the rim, Panagiotopoulou was looking for a foul call. Couldn't get it. Ridley, that's number 3, Johnny Avgusti. Long 3, McMahon. Swish. Cormac McMahon starts things off for Ridley. Abu Nabi. Ridley, a very young team and a long team as well. Some big dudes on this squad. Nath out to Panagiotopoulou for 3. In and out. McMahon with the rebound. Simon Bailey with the ball. Inside to McMahon. Everything going through 25. Nice little turnaround jump shot. Can't get it to go. Mabeni Nam picks up the loose ball. Nath directing traffic. Damon in his first year up at the Athlete Institute. Abu Nabi drives. And it looks like it's going to be called on number 5, Keanu Heath. Every time there's someone named Keanu on the floor, I got to make Point Break references for the rest of the game. Abu Nabi attacks the hoop. Lovely leaner, Aaron Abu Nabi. Bailey, of course, the younger brother of Malcolm Bailey. Called his games the past couple of years down at Ridley. One of the best players I've seen in the OSBA over the past couple of years. He's committed to play down at Colgate. He's a freshman down there, playing down the NCAA. Malcolm, a really long guard, a good swing man. Good player. Had offers from the likes of Tulsa, a couple others, and ended up at Colgate, which I know is a really good academic school. Bailey in the corner. Ooh, swish. You get a number on that. That's Kenny Anubanam. Nice feed in, and AI hanging around. No numbers on the front of the AI jerseys, so bit of a challenge. So that was Isaac Watso with the lay-in, gets his first basket. Moses, too easy for the big man. Moses got him listed at 6'10". He's out of Windsor, Ontario. Ball turned over. And Abu Nabi tracks back well, picks up the loose ball. Watsa. Oh, wide open look. Panagiotopoulou, he's not going to get an easier basket this year. Someone on Ridley misread the play, took the wrong man, and a wide open lay-in. Nowhere to go. Good defense by AI Black. Long 3 in the corner. Ridley picks up the loose ball. That's Anubanam. He's been active since he's come on. Oh, Keanu Heath over top of one of the AI Black defenders. I was hoping you'd go a little bit more authoritative with that dunk, but still counts for 2. Panagiotopoulou, careless ball inside, was looking for Mabeni Nam. Alley-oop, ooh, off the front of the rim. And Watsa running the floor. Bailey tracks back well. Good hustle play by Ridley. And Keanu Heath looks puzzled as to how did I get caught with a foul? He was 20 feet ahead of the play. I was looking at the ball carrier, didn't see what he did, but he was equally as surprised as me. So we're going to see Malik Grant for the first time, number 3, in place of Watsa. Patrick Falduti going to the bench quick, keeping the substitutions rapid. AI Black 0-6 on the season, looking to get off the snide here at home. Bit of a lazy atmosphere here in the Athlete Institute. This could be one of those games that could catch Ridley sleeping. No good. D'Angelo Cortez with the rebound, seeing his first action, number 22. Couple big man battling inside. Lovely turnaround jump shot. That's Topaz Nani. He's got the old school Dr. J glasses on. I love the look. Damian Nath, long 3. Ooh, lovely. Swish on that one. So Nath looks like a player here in the opening minutes. Good ball handler. Lovely shot on him. Good speed. Grant in the corner. It's Panagiotopoulos off the back of the rim. Bailey. Cortese turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound, Abu Nabi. Very fast-paced tempo, easy for me to say. Damian Nath, back-to-back threes. Damian Nath, he's heating up. Tie ball game. AI Black looking lively in the opening minutes. Avgusti. Looking for a shot that isn't there. Anubanum. And a traveled called against D'Angelo. No one too happy about that. And substitutions, McMahon back in for Ridley, as well as Dolu Johnson, number 0, seeing his first action. And I know we just had a substitution for AI Black. When I catch the number, I'll let you know 1 second. .320 to go in the first quarter. Grant, and that should be up. That hit one of the hit one of the Ridley players and bounced out of bounds. Unfortunate call. That did ricochet off someone. Either way, Ridley will inbound. McMahon hit the first couple baskets for Ridley. Cortez has his pocket picked, but picks it up. D'Angelo, good footwork for a big man, moves really well. Shot clock winding down. And Johnson recognizes, but can't hit the shot. Nath up the floor. Abu Nabi. Ooh, and that's blocked. Abu Nabi tries again. So that's Quentin Watson, number 4, seeing his first action for AI Black. First free throws of the game. We got a timeout on the floor by AI Black. It's been a torrid pace. We're tied at 12. If you're Patrick Falduti, you got to be pretty happy with AI Black's performance here in the opening quarter. Well, thanks for joining us here on the Athlete Institute live stream. I'm Chris McKee doing the play-by-play. Don't forget to subscribe to All Things Athlete Institute. Click the red button at the bottom of your screen, so that way you can be alerted as to when game times are happening, when the next game's coming up. I subscribe, so whenever I'm not here, sit at work, pretend like I'm working, and pay attention to what's going on in the game here. Also follow Athlete Institute on Instagram and Twitter. Stay up to date on current players, where the signings are. So I want to congratulate Alex Nawaga, one of the Orangeville Prep players. Just announced his commitment today to James Madison University. It's down in Virginia, a lovely part of the United States. Happy to see another one of the talented young men here at the Athlete Institute carrying the torch. Surprised at how many of the guys committing early. You know, it's usually a lot of people kind of want to wait till that February signing date, but some of the young men here making that commitment early. When you find the right place for you, no use waiting around for something else. It's good to see. So Abu Nabi at the line. Aaron, we got a listing from Orangeville, but I was doing some research on him. We played quite a bit in the Guelph area growing up. Moses again, and he's getting called with a travel, and I'm not a big fan of that call. Young man caught the ball, took 2 steps, and the lay-in. Dude's like 6'10", 6'11". His steps are going to be bigger than the average player. Unfortunate for Peter Moses. Abu Nabi, nice feed underneath to Nam, and gets the roll, Mabeni Nam. He could have really woke up that gym if he'd hammered that down. Either way, the 2 points is nice. Oh, clever steal, Damian Nath. Abu Nabi, alley-oop! Oh! Nam off the front of the rim. It's come close twice. Either way, AI Black still in front, 15-12. And Nam gets enough on that for the steal. Abu Nabi goes coast to coast. He's fouled by Dolu Johnson. Aaron Abu Nabi will shoot a couple free throws. So the temperature picking up in the gym, getting a little bit more lively in here, a bit more like it. Courtesy of Mabeni Nam. Abu Nabi back to the free throw line. Aaron, a class of 2023. A lot of basketball left in him in the OSBA. Let's see, it's 2020. He's a 2023, so I'm going to say that's 3 more years. My grade 11 math education coming in handy. 17-12, 5-point lead for AI Black. Getting good at this. Turnover by McMahon. AI Black ball. So Patrick Falduti, one of the more animated coaches you'll see on the sideline for Athlete Institute. Watson inside to Grant. Back out. Nam, long jump shot. Swish. Mabeni Nam showing the range. Benny, Watson back outside to Grant for 3. No dice. 5 seconds left. Do they recognize from half court? It's up and off the back of the rim. Good attempt by Kenny Anubanum, but no dice. So at the end of the first quarter, Athlete Institute Black with a 5-point lead, 19-14. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us here in OSBA action. Had a nice drive on my way up to the Athlete Institute today from Pickering. It's a gorgeous, unseasonably warm fall day. I don't know, can you say winter yet? Late November, a blessing to have this kind of weather throughout southern Ontario. That being said, it was a gorgeous day. It was like plus 12 in Pickering. Sometimes it's plus 12 in Pickering. You come up here to Orangeville, and it's -4. It's a pretty, when you drive up here, it's a lot like when you fly on a plane or when you go in the mountains, because it's so elevated, your ears pop. I always start to get a little woozy. Takes a few minutes to settle down in that drive, but once that elevation, you can really feel it. Thankfully, still unseasonably warm here in the Orangeville area as well. On the way up, I was listening to Jim Rome's podcast. Had Bill Romanowski, the legendary NFL player. He's an absolute maniac, but he makes for a really interesting interview. Former San Francisco 49er, Oakland Raider, Denver Bronco, won about, 5 Super Bowls. Just listen, this guy's approach to winning at all costs, crazy. And I was listening to a little bit of the Seth Greenberg ESPN college basketball podcast. I was talking Mick Cronin at UCLA. Watched a bit of their game. Was it last night or the night before against UCLA? I'm loving that TSN is showing all this college basketball this week. Because it's American Thanksgiving, I believe it's reading week for a lot of the students. So a ton of college basketball, football on TV all week. Games on last night. Watching, like I said, 11 o'clock BYU, UCLA. Before that, it was Kansas versus Chaminade. And this Maui Invitational. There was another one in Charlotte I was watching, just game after game, all on TSN. So good start to basketball season. Back to the action. Start of the second quarter. Augusti. McMahon off on that attempt. Rebound, Ethan Zacco seeing his first action, number 2 for AI Black. Ethan from Kitchener, Ontario, long 3, in and out. And it looks like a push in the back. It's a Black 3, that's on Johnny Augusti. And again, some really quick substitutions from Terry Upshaw. We're going 15, 20 seconds into the quarter. Panagiotopolis inbound under the hoop. Leaves it for Zacco. Elias bails out the air and pass. Shot clock at 5. Abu Nabi step back 3. Can't get it to go. Everything but the finish. Simon Bailey. Did Ridley's game last year against King Christian. Simon not even getting on the floor. Moses. And there's the follow. Peter Moses. A bit more like it from the big man. So Peter Moses from the Windsor, Ontario area. Impressed with what I've seen in the opening quarter. Hits his free throw, converts the three-point play. So Ridley lost a couple NCAA players, mentioned Malcolm Bailey earlier. And of course, Jaden Bediako, and there's a travel called against Panagiotopolis. Jaden, the 6'11 center, down at Santa Clara. Another Canadian as well, Miguel Tomley. I think Miguel was at Rise last year, former Orangeville prep player, also down at Santa Clara. And errant pass from Anubanum, too much for McMahon to handle, goes out of bounds, turnover. Ridley going to the bench again. Gabriel Marcatulio seeing his first action, number 11. They say just call him Gab, so I'll roll with that. Not sure what the conversation is here. So just a couple minutes in, best player I've seen on the floor so far tonight, number 23, Damian Nath. And Marcatulio right in the game, making an impact, gets a rebound. So you want to see, you get in the game, make a play, get some hustle going. Keanu Heath. And he can't get that to goal. Damian Nath unlucky. So Damian at the free throw line. Damian, the class of 2021. More substitutions and a timeout on the floor, Ridley College. So I was chatting with some of the Orangeville prep players before the game, trying to see if I can get one of them to come up in the booth with me. Chatting with Coleman Stuka. So I think at the half, I'm going to try and wrangle. See Shamar Rattan May sitting there. I think he'll come up and do it with me. I'm here. I'm doing both games. Don't forget, coming up next, AI Red versus Central Tech, one of the premier teams in the OSBA. Central Tech 7-1, led by Malachi Davis. Dude can shoot anywhere in the gym. I haven't seen him since he was up here last year playing against Orangeville, so excited to get a look at him, as well as call another AI Red game. This is my first time calling AI Black this season. Did a couple games last year. Obviously, I usually just do the Orangeville prep games, but based on work schedule, thought I'd come up and do the double header tonight. Be fun. I believe Orangeville back in action here tomorrow. And then Christmas coming up. I know most of these teams all going to be traveling everywhere. Speaking of traveling, I was checking out Ridley's Twitter account and saw they were down in the Bahamas just a couple weeks ago as a team. Well, Orangeville was down there. Talk about an experience. When you talk about what's going on, and what's going on here? Oh, he's shooting 2 free throws. So Nath hits. We're talking about what's going on out there in the streets of Toronto, some of the nonsense, and it's great to see, these young men here in the gym trying to stay away from that, and as well getting opportunities to go all throughout Canada, the United States, Bahamas, internationally, playing in basketball. Not every kid's going to play in the NCAA or U Sports or the NBA for that matter, but what you can do, keeping your kids in sports, raise good people, raise leaders, raise people who know how to be a part of a team. Panasiotopoulos looking for space. That's Justin Chase out there, number 8. He's seeing his first action tonight. Justin from Toronto. Played with Scarborough Blues Club. Substitution. Mabeni Nam coming back in for Ethan Zacco. Mabeni, good first quarter. See if he can fire them up again. And steps out of bounds. No, a foul called against Gab Marcotulio. Unfortunate. I thought maybe Watson might have just stepped out of bounds, really. Nam inside to Watson. And just had his shot all altered by Moses. Nam, baseline jumper, air ball. Moses. And not a big fan of that call. You got to let the guys play a little bit. Some big dudes in there. Not to push and shove a little bit. I don't think there was anything too egregious on that, but Patrick foul duty. I think he felt the same way I do about the call. A little bit more animated, though. Marcotulio misses. Moses again. Peter Moses dominant inside the paint. Long three in the corner. Lovely. Justin Chase hits his first basket of the night. Seven minutes to go and a half. Again, another foul off the ball on Ridley. Looks like that was on Moses, so he's going to have to take a seat for a bit, get into foul trouble. D'Angelo Cortez back in. Nath. Panagiotopoulos, long jumper off the back of the rim. But Benny Nam scoops it up. Good ball movement, AI Black. Justin Chase, back-to-back threes. Chase heating up. Anubanum guarded by Nath tightly. McMahon in the corner. Short. Cortez blocked by Nam. Mabeni pushes it up the floor. And Panagiotopoulos is hammered by Keanu Heath. Which I'm going to, so I also do the CEBL, the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And there's a guy that plays for Hamilton, Keanu Post. It's a big dude. So I'm struggling to make sure I say Keanu Heath, not Keanu Post. So congrats to the CEBL. I got the press release, saw in the email on the way up here. They just signed a television deal with CBC. So I did the games last year, and the games were on CBC Sports online streaming. And as well, I did a bunch of games on TSN radio. But now, and then every game was live streamed, but they need it, if you want to be considered legit, you need a real pro deal. There's D'Angelo Cortez with a nice little lay-in. Cut the lead to 4 for Ridley. So awesome at the CEBL. Good for the growth of basketball. Abu Nabi from the corner, swish. Aaron Abu Nabi. .5:25 to go. Good atmosphere in the gym. Cortez weaving his way around and finally gets called with a travel. I was going to say, how many steps is he going to take? Isaac Watsa checks back in, number 11 for AI Black, as well as Dolu Johnson, number 0 for Ridley. AI with their largest lead of the game at 7. Good ball movement. Chase, back-to-back threes for AI Black. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep feeding number 8 right now. There it is. Can this be number 3? Finally misses, but not by much. Let him keep shooting. Johnson. Corner 3, no good. There's Cortez again, and he's causing all sorts of problems in there. So for my money, if you're Ridley, the outside shot not really popping right now, but you've got some real size. You got 3 dudes who are all, 6'8". Cortez is 6'8". You got Moses 6'10". And you got Topaz Nani back at their 6'11". So feed the ball to the big dudes inside. Let them muscle their way in. Let's get some easy baskets. And 5 seconds called against Ridley. I checked over immediately to Terry Upshaw, very quiet. Although a devilish grin on his face on that call. Nath, Watson. Oh, lovely adjustment midair. Quentin Watson. So Quentin from Ajax, Ontario, before he came here, played at Pickering High School. I know it well. My daughter went to Pickering High School. That was also my rival. I went to Dunbarton, one of my 3 high schools anyway. Nath, coast to coast. He's fouled. He'll shoot some free throws. So born and raised in Scarborough, went to Neil McNeil and Cardinal Newman, and then my family moved to Pickering. So for grade 13, they usually have grade 13 back then. I was grade 13 and a half, actually, went to Dunbarton. So last week was Ridley trying to work out of a press. Cortez. And another travel again, and I couldn't agree more. He's way too liberal with that ball. What he's got to realize is he's got a couple great moves. You make your move, take the shot, or pass the ball. You can't make 3 or 4 other moves. Abu Nabi inside to Nam, and the ball's bouncing around. Anybody want it? And it looks like a rugby scrum out there. And finally, possession arrow favors AI Black. And Cortez looks like he took a little bit of a knock in the head, but appears okay. Well, AI Black will inbound Quentin Watson. Little adjustment, a lot of bodies, sweaty bodies on that floor. Got to Swiffer that up. And Nath shows his hops going up and getting that. Abu Nabi in the corner looks good. Too strong though. McMahon doesn't want it. Does Dolu Johnson? He does. Can't get it to go. Damian Nath really active. Scoops that up. Abu Nabi again, why not? Can't get one to go right now. 11-point lead, AI Black, largest of the game. Ridley completely out of sorts. I would not want to be in that dressing room at half. McMahon for 3, and that should settle things down. Cormac McMahon, another big 3. Nath, why not? No good. Rebound Nani. Nani, wide open. He was almost surprised that he got the pass. So, timeout on the floor. That's going to be on AI Black. 32-24. Ridley showing signs of life as we head to the half. Just over 2 minutes left. Cormac McMahon with a big 3, chipping away at the lead. So I was started to tell you. So I went last Saturday down to the NCAA games. There was 3 NCAA games in Toronto as part of the Naismith Classic. So while these guys were all playing at that tournament up at Bill Crothers, I was down at I still call it the ACC, but it's, I guess, Scotiabank Arena now where the Raptors play, and pretty cool to see. So the opening game was Buffalo versus Harvard, which featured 3 Canadians. A couple of them you've seen play here in the OSBA. It was Noah Kirkwood, Lucas Sakota, and who's the last one? Who am I missing? I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, it was cool to see Luca. Obviously, seen Luca in this gym many times playing for King's Christian, and of course, BioSteel All-Canadian. I can't remember who the third guy was. Shoot me. Forgive me. Anyways, it was cool to see them up close, and Harvard ended up losing to Buffalo, and then next up was Tennessee-Washington. That was a big-time matchup. It's cool to see Tennessee had a really good traveling fan base. And the third game, which I thought would be the most boring of it, the bunch, was St. Bonaventure's Rutgers. Ended up being the most exciting because St. Bonaventure's, obviously just down the road in Buffalo, had a huge traveling fan base, and it was a great atmosphere inside Scotiabank Arena. And St. Bonaventure's, I believe going in was 0-3, 0-4, hadn't won a game, and then they upset Rutgers, who came in at 3-1. Great basketball, great to see. Got to interview some coaches and players, a lot of celebrities hanging out. Of course, Raptors superfan Nav there. And Cortez unlucky, so he's on the ground, and when he picks up the loose ball, the ball touches the white line. Good call by the referee. Out of bounds. So D'Angelo Cortez having a tough night as far as his relationship with the refs. But to be honest, the majority of the calls have been the right ones. A couple travel calls and that one there. He was out of bounds. 1:53 to go in the half. Justin Chase with a couple big threes in the second quarter. But he's over on the bench right now. And another foul called against Marco Tullio. And that's going to put Quentin Watson at the free throw line. Quentin's averaging 12 points a game over his first 4 games. He's a class of 2021. Hits his first. Can't get the second. Dolu Johnson. McMahon, lovely feed inside to Marco Tullio. He didn't recognize he had no one on him. Ridley can't finish. Watson outside Damian Nath for 3. And Mabeni Nam, great hustle play, goes in there, taps at AI Black with the ball, and a push-off's gotta be. Nope. And I mean, that was right in front of me. Aaron Abunabi used his left forearm to push off Terry Upshaw on the Ridley sideline in disbelief. It was called with a blocking foul against Ridley. And yeah, Marco Tullio saying the same thing I am. He used that forearm to push off. Either way, Abunabi not hitting free throws. Aaron's averaging 9.6 points per game heading into this game. Short on both free throws. McMahon in the corner, and Cormac McMahon heating up. Big 3 after big 3. Wide open for Nath, but he lost a handle on it. Abunabi in the corner cannot respond for AI Black. McMahon again, heat check. Finally misses. Cormac, really an active player. Loving what I'm seeing from him. Can shoot, good hustle. So 11 seconds left in the half. Shot clock is off. If you're Ridley, you want to get it to 25. Marco Tullio, lovely. Gab Marco Tullio. And so a strong finish from Ridley. They were down 11-12 at one point, I believe. And fight back, chip away at it, and now they'll go to the half, only trailing by 3. So thanks for joining us here at the Athlete Institute. I'm Chris McKee. AI Black takes a 33-30 lead to the half. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Wait. The teams go
1-2.
Check 1-2.
Check 1-2.
Ooh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, welcome back. Start of the second half. AI Black with a 3-point lead over Ridley. Ridley wearing the black jerseys, orange trim, AI Black, white shirts, black shorts. I'm Chris McKee, joined in the booth by Shamar Rattan-Mays. So awesome to have you up here. It gets lonely up here once in a while, so drag Shamar up for at least a quarter anyways. So is this your first time being in the booth?
Yeah, this is my first time, but I've always wanted to come up here. Last year I didn't get an invite, but I got one this year.
Well, I knew you had another year left, so yeah. Cortez, short for long on the 10, Damian Nath. So really impressed with what I'm seeing out of number 23, Damian Nath so far.
Yeah, he had a concussion a little bit earlier on in the season, but from our preseason tournament in Montreal, we could tell that he could hoop, and he's a key piece of the team. So he's been coming out, facilitating. He made 2 big threes in the first half to give him a little bit of a lead.
Well, you're already better than Tyrese Samuel. Yeah, I can tell that already. In the corner, Elias Panagiotopoulos, big 3. Good start for Elias.
Yeah, he got a couple good looks in the first half and finally got one to go in the second. So he loves to attack. So it's good. It's good for AI Black to get the shots that they want.
So Orangeville 6-0 in OSBA play. Is that right?
Yeah, we're 6-0.
Yeah.
Started out.
Back in action tomorrow, I believe.
No, next week we got Excel, I believe.
Excel, okay.
Yeah.
I know there's other games up tomorrow.
No, we leave tomorrow to go to Mississippi.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
Come back Sunday.
Peter Moses can't get it to go. Rebound Nath. So that's what, grind session?
No, it's just a tournament. We have grind session the following week in Kentucky, and then we got South Carolina the weekend after that, and Boston the week after that. So we're gone for the next 4 weekends, but we have a couple OSBA games in between when we come home.
So one of the things, they always talk about once you get to college or even the pros is learning how to travel. Obviously, you've had some good experience here. Can you say, you understand how to travel well and stay active?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for us that the coaches preach to us is sleep. Like as soon as we get to the hotel, sleep, and even the night before when we're traveling places, don't stay up all night because of this. Aaron with the big shot, coming up by 7.
Aaron Abu Nabi, big 3.
Yeah, he just preaches to us to get a good amount of sleep and eat the right foods like day before. The answer.
Response, Johnny Avgusti. So temperature heating up in the gym.
Yeah.
Bit of a sloppy first half. Both teams coming out balling. Nath. Abu Nabi back-to-back threes.
Okay, Aaron, I see you, boy.
Aaron Abu Nabi heating up. He had a good first quarter, cooled off in the second quarter, and here he is throwing flames.
Yeah.
Cortese, bit of an ugly shot to say the least, but hey. Abu Nabi, you think heat check? Oh, Peter Moses denied.
That's what I like about AI Black, though. As soon as they have a guy that's hot, they get it back to him. Aaron hit 2 threes, they get it back to him, and he's a hot hand going to the rim to get the foul call.
Substitutions. So Ridley's been pretty quick with their substitutions as Simon Bailey and Cormac McMahon to the bench. Who's 11? Marco Tullio back in. And who else came in? 23, Anubanum. Talked a little bit about it in the first half. Obviously Ridley, they lose Jaden Bediako, Malcolm Bailey, and a little bit of a younger lineup this year. Now, obviously, Orangeville, when you guys lose NCAA players, you bring in 3 more. And Ridley, that's kind of the testament. It's not always easy to reload like that.
Right, but for playing Ridley for a few years now, I just noticed that they're always a team that's super disciplined. They're not going to take terrible shots. They run through their set. So coach does a good job of working with the talent that he has, and it shows. Like they're always a team that competes in the OSBA.
Abu Nabi, Mabeni Nam. So I know Mabeni's been here at least 3 years. Has he been 4?
He's been here since I was in the 10th grade, so it's been 3 years. Oh, no, 4 actually.
Yeah, so I thought.
4.
Yeah. He was one of the first guys when I walked into the gym.
Right.
And you're like, who's that dude?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only ones that are left from my first year is M.A., Mabeni, and myself.
Moses from the corner. Ooh, Peter Moses, big man, showing range. You don't see too many dudes 6'10", hitting that shot in this league.
Yeah, the game's really changed, and every big man's able to step out and make a shot. You gotta respect them. And the spaces out the floor, it's a lot harder to guard.
You know, I'm old school. I remember, you know, the 90s NBA, Patrick Ewing, Akeem Olajuwon, you know, everything, David Robinson, everything. If you didn't have a 7-footer, it was, you know, you weren't going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I know even Mabeni coming in, my first year in the 10th grade, he was working on a lot of back to the basket stuff, but now you see him in practice and in workouts popping out for a mid-range, even three sometimes, and it shows in the game because he goes in and he makes a couple of them. So all the big men are transitioning to become more of a guard and becoming a positionless game.
I think Kevin Durant, definitely a big influence on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Durant, Joe Jones, obviously Greg Oden's younger brother, down at Georgia State. So my son's going down to a soccer camp in January at Mercer University, which is an hour south of Atlanta. So we're thinking we're probably going to go watch Joe play on the Friday night. Georgia State's playing at home.
Okay.
So I think we're hoping to go check out some Georgia State hoops. I think they're playing Louisiana Lafayette on that night. So
it should be a good matchup. I've been trying to keep up with Joe, trying to check his stats on the score and stuff like that. I seen that they just played Duke, and he had a pretty solid game. So always proud of that guy. He works super hard.
I follow Georgia State on Twitter, and I know I've seen Joe starting a few games.
Yeah.
So you talk about that. You know, we've talked about it kind of on and off just briefly, but I mentioned it, you know, during your games and other games where every week now all these guys that, you know, you played against, played with, now you turn on the TV, and there they are, you know, the Addison Pattersons, Keyshawn Bartholomews, Tyrese Samuel, Joe Jones, on and on and on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the coaches said that they love to do. Good shot.
Cormac McMahon, another three. This dude can shoot. He's cut the lead down to 1 for Ridley.
Yeah. Yeah, the coaches say they love to help us get to that point, and then it's their present back to us by seeing us on TV. So it's good for us, but it's also good for the coaches. They love that stuff.
Seen Coach Manny down at Rupp Arena in Kentucky with David Muka, who's playing down at Lamar.
Yeah, and he got to start that game. So.
Oh, Peter Moses wakes up the gym, and that got everyone in Ridley off their feet.
AI Black has to make sure they get back home and build. They got big wings that like to run the floor, so they just got to get back and build and take a couple charges. Take a couple charges, and they won't want to come in the paint like that no more.
Talked about that late in the first half. Ridley's outside shot wasn't hitting, and they've got a couple, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
Feed these big guys. Let them, settle things down with easy baskets. Nath. So when a team's on a run like Ridley now, you're, the floor general. We've said it 1,000 times. What's your MO to kind of slow things down, get your team back in?
Well, you got to stick to what you do best. And AI Black is a team that really executes when they run their half-court set. So if their transition isn't working and Ridley's going on a run, you got to really slow down the pace of the game. Kick to the open guy, and even if he misses those shots, those are the right shots to take. So just get what you want in the half-court set, try to attack the basket, get a couple calls, and just slow the game down.
Damian Nath missed in the corner. Cortez, he's got some good moves for a big man.
Yeah.
He's got to work on the finish a little bit.
Right.
Quentin Watson, back out to Nath. It's Malik Grant, number 3.
And Malik's got to attack that. That's a mismatch. Creating an advantage.
Shot clock winding down, and he can't get it off. Peter Moses gets in the way again. Johnny Avgusti to Anubanum. Back in. Looks like Terry Opshaw likes this matchup.
Good defense,
Mobeni Nam denied. I heard a good slap on that. I think he got away with a little, maybe one there.
Yeah, he might have, but they're battling down there. I'd rather the refs let them go and call every single foul.
Back in Justin Chase, number 8. Hit a couple big threes in the second. Ball rolling around. A black ball.
Yeah, Justin's going to be really good, too. I think he's only in grade 9 or 10. Super athletic. He can finish at the rim, just hasn't shown yet, but and his ability to knock down the open shot. I think he had two long twos with his foot on the line, but he's able to make open shots, so that's good for him.
Chase. Abu Nabi. Chase attacks the hoop. He felt Moses sniffing behind him.
Good rebound. Yes, sir,
Mabeni
Mabeni.
Nam, lovely follow. So Nam looking a little bit more lively on both ends of the floor. And gets called with a foul, unlucky. I think his momentum just took him into Moses.
I think AI Black's in a 1-2-2 press, which is perfect. The perfect thing to do. Try to speed up Ridley. I don't think they're a team that thrives when they got to make quick decisions. So I think it's a good move. Try to go on a little bit of a run.
McMahon's been throwing flames tonight. Moses again, too easy. Peter Moses has been dominant.
Yeah, he's killing.
Abu Nabi getting noisy in the gym. Panagiotopolis in the corner for Chase.
Nice. Good shot, Mabeni. There you go.
Unlucky at the front of the rim, Panagiotopolis. And Patrick Falduti can't believe no foul called.
Gotta get back.
Avgusti on the other end. And it looks like maybe Moses a push in the back. It is. He's in quite a few fouls tonight. Curious to how many that is. It'd be nice if we see, I don't have those screens where they tell me all the stats and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Just got to roll with the punches. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Ridley now back with a 1-point lead. Watson. Abu Nabi step back. In and out. Avgusti trying to slow things down. McMahon.
That's what Ridley needs to do. They have a big size advantage.
Panagiotopolis looking for help. Justin Chase.
Get him to the ring.
Abu Nabi. Underneath Nam, Mabeni Nam. Two-handed dunk.
Q's a guy that they go to when they need to make a play. He always comes up big for them.
Mabeni having a night so far. I think I got to get an interview with Mabeni after today.
Yeah, Mabeni's getting a lot better. A lot better. His hands are improving, jump shot, and one of the biggest things that people don't know is that his cardio is so high. Like when we were doing the 1 mile run beginning of the year, like he was up there with the guards, leading the guards. And for a big man, most don't expect that, but he uses his long legs and he's able to keep pace, and that's why he's able to play so long during the games.
So you talked a little bit about sleep and diet. What's some of your diet tips? Like where are you? Like I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But I'm still eating pizza and pasta and this nonsense, you know. And that's got to be a shot clock error. It is.
Yeah. As far as my diet, to be honest with you, I know anything that I eat, I'm gonna burn, so I don't pay too much attention to it. On game days or day before, I try to get pasta just because I know that it's gonna give me the right amount of energy. But I don't care about like putting on or eating fat foods just because we practice so much, we run so much that I'm burning anything regardless. But Jalik, you got next? But yeah.
See, you know what? I live like that, and then once you hit you get to those late 20s, that it becomes harder to keep it off, you know?
Yeah. Only thing is, being on the road so much, it's hard to find places besides McDonald's and stuff. So we find ourselves eating McDonald's, Wendy's, like two times a day. That's the only bad part about it, but
I know exactly. Obviously, I worked in music for 20 years before I went on tour, and that's the thing. You're on the tour bus. You all get off, and there's an air ball, and there's just nothing to eat. Every time I go on tour, I literally come back 15, 20 pounds heavier when I'm away for a month, because you're eating the McDonald's twice a month, and then never mind the drinks after the show and all that. Right? It's just it is a killer.
Yeah.
I'll say, one of the things, even there's comparisons when you go on tour in music for a month and you come home. I always found there's a bit of a crash, a bit of a letdown, because, a nice finish. There's McMahon again, but you're staying in hotels, you're kind of getting all this attention, treated a little bit like a rock star, especially playing for Orangeville Prep. You ever have to deal with any of that? Maybe a little bit of a crash when you come back home?
I mean, we do play in some big tournaments with lots of fans that like to take pictures with us, but if you ask any of the guys, there's no place like home. And like for a lot of us, we call Orangeville home, and our dorm we call it res. Like after tournaments and stuff, after big wins, guys just say they can't wait to get back to res. So no matter where we at, we just love coming home back to Orangeville.
For me, it was like, obviously I'm not on stage like you guys, me being the agent and the manager, I'm the guy behind the guy. But when I walk into the room with the Wu-Tang Clan and that, you get treated like them. And then I come back home and everyone's like, what's your deal? What do you want? Get out of here. I'm like, no, I know Method Man. No, they don't see it though.
Yeah, I remember last year we went to Kentucky for a tournament and they had LaMelo Ball there playing with Spire. And I never seen a high school gym sold out like that with so many like pictures and signing autographs and stuff like that. And like it was cool in the heat of the moment, but it's definitely not something that like I feel like I would enjoy every single day. It's like he's getting harassed before the game, during the game, after the game, which is the life of a superstar, which like something you get used to, but it's not my preference.
McMahon again. This guy's got a bag of tricks. Lovely turnaround jump shot there.
Okay, they got to get a shot off. Took too long to slow down the ball.
So Ridley comes out courtesy of Cormac McMahon and Peter Moses, now back with a lead, 52-47. Good third quarter. So Shamar, are you sticking around for the fourth?
Yeah.
You done?
I'll stay for the fourth.
All right, good stuff. So Shamar's going to hang out for a bit. So you mentioned, did you get to play against LaMelo at that tournament?
No, we actually had 2 scheduled games against them. The first one, they canceled on us. Second one, they canceled again. Apparently they had to take SATs during that time, so they didn't want their players playing. It was unfortunate because we thought we can really give them a good game. Played our game, we couldn't win it, but it's cool.
So you mentioned, Mississippi. Where else did you say? Carolina?
Yeah, we go Mississippi. Next weekend
Rhode
we go
Island,
Kentucky. Weekend after that, South Carolina, and then we finish off our trip with Boston.
All right.
Yeah. Get to go home on the 22nd for Christmas, spend a little bit of time with my family, and then come back on the 31st or the 1st, I believe.
Any particular teams you got circled on the calendar coming up over this?
Yeah, we got a big game, Hamilton Heights, this weekend.
They were the Tennessee one, right? That's where Shea.
Yeah, Shea and Nikhil both played there.
Yeah.
Man, in Kentucky, we got 2 big games. We have Prolific with a couple 5-stars over there that are ranked first right now in the grind session, and we got the number 2 team in the grind session, Dream City Christian, I believe. So two back-to-back games, first and second place teams in the league. So if we can knock off those wins, we'll be number 1. So those are big games that we have on our calendar.
I was going to kick out of that. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Mikal Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
2 guys from Hamilton go to Hamilton Heights in Tennessee.
Nikhil's from Scarborough.
Is he a Scarborough dude?
Scarborough
okay.
yeah.
I know Shea's a Hamilton guy because I used to see him down at the Honey Badgers games.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikhil Scarborough. What part of Scarborough is he from?
I think he might be from Malvern.
Johnny F. Gusti, big 3.
Might be Malvern, but he's always at the Scarborough Y with me growing up. We always played basketball together at Scarborough Y.
Let's go see. I like him even more now.
Yeah.
Abu Nabi.
Good pass. Good finish, Q.
Quentin Watson, and it looked like he rolled on Mobeni Nam's foot. Looks like he's all right, though. Lead back down to 6. Moses. Simon Bailey. And a foul off the ball. Who's that on? McMahon, 25. I was looking at the ball carrier, didn't see the foul. Either way, it's what AI needed right now.
Yeah. I feel like if they keep it within a 4-point game with about 3 or 4 minutes left, they'll be in good shape.
Panagiotopoulos. He had the feed to Watson, didn't want it though. Abu Nabi, a little reckless with his pass.
Gotta get back.
Avgusti, lovely finish.
Gotta get back in build.
Johnny Avgusti. I think AI Black needs a timeout here. Lead back up to 8. At one point in the second quarter, oh, Panagiotopoulos and 1. So at one point, AI Black had an 11-point lead in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Now trail just by 6. Big opportunity here. So Elias from Etobicoke played at Richview before he came here to the Athlete Institute.
Yeah. He's a senior. He's a guy that they look to for a lot of leadership and stuff like that. He's been in the league for this is his second year now, so they can lean on him to make plays as well, like he just did, and count on him to do big things in the crunch time.
Bailey, Moses wide open. Peter Moses, another big dunk. He's torching AI Black in the second half. So what I do is, you know the way I go, obviously I'll do the interviews and then I'll mix it with some plays.
Yeah.
I'll keep track of what the plays are,
Okay.
so that way I don't have to go back and watch the whole game again.
Yeah.
I know that at 59-52, Moses had a big dunk,
Okay.
and you can do it. So, because instead of going back skimming through the whole game.
It's a lot easier, for
Yeah.
sure.
In the corner, Nath switched hands midair.
I think the first shot might have been easier
Yeah.
for him.
So have you thought about what programs you're interested in as far as, not the actual schools, but I'm saying broadcasting could be in the future here.
Yeah, I haven't. I've thought about it. I haven't came to a decision yet, just because I know that if basketball doesn't work out, I need to fall back on something. I need something that I'll enjoy for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So I still talk to my mom about it every day. I try to see what she thinks that I'll be best at, but also I try to see what's going to make the most money for me, because I need to be able to support myself and my future family. So I haven't decided yet.
Panagiotopoulos, 1-0, fouls the other 0, and he doesn't have much of an argument here. Well, I will say, I know the broadcasting schools, Syracuse, Arizona State, Northwestern,
Okay.
those are 3 big ones that have really good broadcasting programs. So.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the ESPN guys, you see, they're all Syracuse grads. And Moses called with another foul.
Yeah, that's the second offensive foul. He had one in the first half.
How many? Because he got into foul trouble early and then he sat him down.
I think he might have 4.
Yeah. With 7:30 to go in the ball game. This one's anyone's game right now.
I feel like jobs in broadcasting are getting a lot harder to come by, just because there's so many NBA players that are retiring and then they automatically go into broadcasting. You know what I mean? So I feel they might pick an NBA player to take the job over someone who's been in school for it and is trying to get that job.
Well, there's always the both, right? See, I'm having to deal with that. Obviously, I didn't play in the league, but long 3 misses. Loose ball for Ridley, but they always do there's the ex-broadcaster does the color, and then the main guy is just some dude that looks like me,
Big shot. Wow.
This Cormac McMahon, this dude's throwing flames. Lead back to 10. Could that be the dagger for Ridley? Nam, and clever play by Bailey. Ball was going out of bounds, threw it off Nam's foot. It's going to be Ridley ball.
I think now a timeout might help, just to get them back together on the same page.
Simon Bailey.
There you go.
Oh, unlucky. So it bounced off McMahon and then Nam as well. It'll still be Ridley ball. Abu Nabi back in. Elias will take a breather. And
There you go.
timeout on the floor. That's on Ridley, though. So no TV timeouts here.
No.
That's one thing. I got to cover the NCAA tournament when they were in Buffalo 2 years ago,
Okay.
and the amount of timeouts. And that's
Yeah.
one thing I realized, even as a player,
Yeah.
it's got to be an adjustment because it's hard to keep that momentum. I mean, obviously the timeout's here, but when the TV's going,
Right.
there's literally another 5 timeouts, even almost per half. It's,
Well,
it's crazy.
I think the NCAA, the pace it like the game, how it moves is just so much faster than high school basketball. So guys are sprinting a lot harder, and possessions become a lot shorter just because there's so many timeouts. But I think they're well needed timeouts because guys are out there giving 100%. A lot of times in high school, guys will get away with like 65, 75% speed. But in NCAA, a coach will sub you out for that. So the timeouts probably do help out the guys a little bit more.
I mentioned during the first half, I was down last Saturday at the 3 NCAA games in Toronto.
Yeah.
So it was cool seeing the Harvard guys, 3 Canadians. I had the chance to interview their head coach and stuff, Tommy Amaker. This guy's a legend.
Yeah.
We sat right behind the bench watching him, and I mean, Tommy's so respected, but it's almost like his players almost play in fear of him.
Yeah.
Like the second he calls the name,
Yeah.
and if you're not up like within
Yeah.
0.2 of him saying your name, like of
Yeah.
him saying Shamar, and it's like they can't sit and have a conversation with their teammates because if he calls your name, you're not ready. You're gonna hear it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you, I was really impressed with Washington. Got an up-close look at them.
They got to play Tennessee, right?
Yep.
I know they lost, but how are they looking as a team?
They look really good. I was watching some highlights of them today. They're a really young team.
Yeah.
What's the guy, Stewart? This guy's
Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, and this dude, he looks like he's about 30 years old. This dude is all man. Like I was really impressed with him. I loved Jay-Z's nephew, Naziah Carter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen him. He was a really nice player. Tennessee, though, talk about well coached. And stepped out of bounds, Malik Grant.
Well, I remember playing Team USA last year or the year before that in the semifinals, and Isaiah Stewart was the big man for Team USA. And like they have all their players are high level, but he just stood out. Him and James Wiseman, just because their size is just we had no answer for it. And they're able to finish well and rebound every single basketball.
Bailey tried to feed it to Nani, wasn't ready. You mentioned Wiseman, obviously down at Memphis, playing for Penny Hardaway. A bit of controversy. I mean, I'll spare you spare a student athlete commenting on it, but you know, making an 18, 19-year-old kid repay an $11,000 loan is a bit much. But hey, so I watched James play. I only got to see him about a little bit, and they shut him down. And then now he's suspended again. Right. So I haven't seen enough of him. I mean, is the hype real on him as far as the player?
For sure. He's a 7-foot guy that can rebound the ball, obviously. He can pop out, make shots at a high clip. And he just knows how to use his length. You know, he's not someone who tries to put the ball on the floor too much or be a guard or anything like that. But once the ball gets inside, it's almost a guaranteed basket.
Augusti missed on the floater. Lead still at 10 for Ridley. Just over 5 minutes left. Lots of basketball left here. But if you're AI Black, you don't want to see this lead creep into further double digits. You want to at least keep it in single digits.
It's a pretty low-scoring game. There's a lot of defense going on.
Nam to Watson. Grant for 3 looks good. Short, though.
He has to keep on shooting that, try to find his confidence. You know, it's hard to get into a rhythm if you don't shoot too many shots.
Simon Bailey. Marcatulio misses. Abu Nabi. Oh. Good recovery by Watson on the ground. Nam for 3. Air ball. Oh, but knocked out of bounds. A little bit of luck on AI's side. They'll have 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
And also the point guard has to bring in the team and let them know what's going on.
So we get a timeout on the floor. 57. Sorry, it's not 57. There's about 5 minutes left. I just looked up and saw the clock.
Yeah.
Chris McKee joined by Shamar Rattan-Mays. So don't forget, if you are out there, drop me a line on Twitter at Mr. McKee. Always post highlights and some videos from the game. Definitely doing that today. Got my camera here. Do some interviews after the game as well. I'm working on a new website. So it's called undraftedfreeagent.com.
Yeah.
So we post a lot of NCAA stuff, OSBA videos, interviews, and stuff like that. So I just finally got the site up this week.
Okay.
Help someone design it. So I'm not officially launching it
Yeah.
because basically I got to put up about 20 articles and then I'll be like, okay, go check out.
Yeah.
So you can check out on undraftedfreeagent.com, but
Okay.
it's not really ready yet. Give me about 2 weeks and.
Sounds good.
Because, I'm sitting on all this content. You hear all these experts. I see these guys in the NCAA on Twitter. Oh, I know this kid, and this kid's going to be a player. And I'm like, I could have told you that 3 years ago. I'm like, I saw that kid in this gym. Everyone, especially last year watching Iggy. Oh, wait till you see this guy at Michigan, Ignas Brzezikis. I'm like, I could have told you that.
Everyone's known already.
Yeah. And so I got tired of listening to other people tell me. It's like, all right, I'm going to do my own site. So.
So have you ever crossed the border to watch any high school games?
Not high school, but I've been down to cover the tournament, watched a bunch of NCAA. Went down, what was the last time? At the end of last year, we went down to watch Akron versus Kent State. Short on that attempt. I've been down to the NCAA tournament. Been down to see Buffalo as well, just across the border. And then we're taking my son to a soccer camp at Mercer University in January. We're going to hit some NCAA games there.
Yeah.
You know what? I never thought about checking out some high school. I mean, we're going to be in Georgia. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know any big schools offhand in Georgia?
Not in Georgia, no.
In the Atlanta area as far as high school programs?
No, but I just know that high school basketball is it's loved over there in the state. So no matter what game you go to, it's gonna be packed and it's gonna be a crazy crowd. So I don't think you're gonna be missing out on anything.
Well, that's it. That's something I got to check off. I'm going to go do that.
Yeah.
Check out a game over there. Moses converts, lead now at 12, just under 4 minutes to play. You don't need to start forcing shots if you're AI Black, but you definitely got to start hitting them.
Yeah, need a stop and a score.
Chase, lovely little baseline jumper.
Great move.
That's Justin Chase. He's hit a couple big shots. I'd like to see him shoot more. He keeps hitting shots when he puts them up. Justin, he's a Scarborough guy. Yeah.
I just get a little bit more ball pressure just to speed them up a little bit. There you go. Good rebound, Q.
Moses, is that number 5 now?
Yeah, he might be out. If he's out, that'll be good for Black.
It is. I think he's saying, is that 5? I believe it is. So that's huge. 3:28 to go. And other than Cormac McMahon, this guy's been raining threes, but Peter Moses has been a huge presence today for Ridley. And so now to me, Mabeni Nam becomes so much more key here in the last few minutes because Moses has kind of had his number.
I'm not sure what the foul count is either, but if they can get into the bonus, that'll really help them stop the clock and get a couple points on the board.
Watson hits his first, so the lead now back down to single digits. Step 1 accomplished if you're AI Black. So you're a Scarborough guy. Which grade school were you at?
I went to St. Andrews Public School, which is right beside Scarborough Town Center.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I remember every lunch break we tried to walk over there, get some food.
Do you remember the old balloons things that they had in the Scarborough Town? McMahon easy lay-in.
Scarborough Town Center has changed a lot, even the food court.
Oh yeah.
Looks like Yorkdale a little bit.
I kind of like the new food court though.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of change, but I like some of the new food options there.
I think they needed it because they used to have a PJ's Pets in the food court, and I'm not sure if that was the brightest idea.
Yeah. I'll leave those jokes alone. 3 minutes left, 10-point ball game. My grade school was St. Teresa, which is down right by the Scarborough Bluffs.
Yeah.
Kingston and Brindley, Kingston and Midland area. Nam, long jump shot, short of Gusti, slowing things down for Ridley. 2:30 to go in the ball game. Crunch time for AI Black. Still winless on the season. This has been their best chance to get a W. And nobody in white wanted that ball. Nice feed of Gusti. It's got to be a travel. No, he's fouled.
I don't know.
It's like Malik Grant snuck in from behind.
Yeah, Black always puts himself in positions to win each basketball game that they're in. It's just a matter of finishing off the fourth quarter. But I think it'll come, though. They're getting better. I can see it every day from practice and their games. They're looking a lot better.
You've never been on a team that's lost like this.
No.
Have you ever lost 6 in a row? Can you ever think in your days?
No, I haven't.
You know, one of the things obviously I do a bunch of interviews. I interviewed Richie Riley when he first got the head coaching job at Nicholls State. Now he's at South Alabama. And the one thing he goes, I had to find guys who knew how to win.
Yeah.
So he goes, I got a bunch of JUCO guys that had won 30 games at JUCO,
right.
and he goes, because losing, it's contagious.
Yeah,
you know?
I was watching a film. They were playing Northeastern yesterday, I believe, and Coleman was telling me, great finish, bro.
Malik Grant with the finish.
Coleman was telling me that they had six transfers, and they're a super old team, but they just knew how to play the game. That's why they wound up winning that game.
McMahon can't finish. Yeah, that's Richie's MO. He's in I think it's his second year now at South Alabama. When he went to Nicholls State, which was obviously a nothing program, no success, and he went and got guys. I got a guy named Roddy Peters who had started at Kansas, was a top 50 player, kind of fizzled out, went to South Florida, then got hurt, ends up, as a fifth-year guy at Nicholls State, but it's the Duke of ball, This guy's committed to Kansas initially.
Right. Yeah.
So he finds guys like that, obviously you got to recruit, but if you're a new coach, you don't have that freedom to sit there and go, oh, well, we're going to lose for 3 years and think you're going to have a job. So he gets those JUCO guys that know how to win and then brings in the other 18, 19-year-olds along. Lead back to 11.
I don't think there's anything wrong with, obviously no one wants to lose, but good shot, Malik.
Malik Grant.
These guys just have a lot of heart. Like, they play with a lot of passion, so that's one thing that you do get from losing.
Grant gets the turnover. Absolutely needed. Abu Nabi from the corner. Oh, off the back of the rim. AI gets it, though. Settle down. Wide open for Chase. Can't go. And that was big. They had to got that. They're still pressing, and they just created another turnover. So Ridley playing nervous here with just a minute left. So you got to think 3. Unless there's a wide open lane, take the 2.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Justin Chase has hit a couple big threes.
That's the shot you want. That's a good look.
Simon Bailey with the loose ball, and that should just about do it for Ridley.
Yeah, they're going to foul now.
Nani, easy lay-in. Nobody wants to foul. Nani gets the follow, and that should do it for Ridley. Not the shot you want. Trailing by 9 with under 30. Someone's got to foul him. Finally, the foul with 23.4 to go. For me, though, you don't need your coach to tell you to foul there.
Yeah. Yeah, you should know the foul. Got to stop the clock.
So 23.4 to go. Chris McKee with Shamar Rattan-Mays in the booth. OSBA action. Ridley looks like they're going to improve to 3-4. AI Black will fall to 0-7. But at least showing signs of life, showing signs of competitiveness.
Yeah, always.
If you are out there watching us on the live stream, don't forget, stick around. Coming up next is Central Tech, one of the top teams in the league. Have you guys had the chance to play them yet?
No, we haven't played them yet, but we can't wait to.
7-1, so you're going to stick around and watch a little bit of them?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if that's a timeout.
Yeah.
It is, okay, 18.4. So Malachi Davis, one of my favorite players in the league. This dude could shoot.
Yeah.
Who else? Who's the other? Fuller, I believe, another one of Central Tech's guys.
Jamal, he can shoot. I mean, all 5 of their guards can really shoot the ball. They're a team that likes to run and gun, get something quick in transition. So I feel like our keys to success is just stopping them in transition, making them run a half-court set, and I think we'll be fine.
So Orangeville, 2 years in a row, falling in the semis in the OSBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Is this the year?
Yeah, it's definitely the year. We just have to keep on understanding that no matter what team we play in the playoffs, we're going to get their best shot. Like, we're everyone's Super Bowl. Everyone loves to come try to beat us. That's the team that we want to that they want to beat. So I think we get every team's best game in the playoffs, but this year, like, there's no letting up. We're going to take everybody serious and respect everybody. I think we did a poor job of respecting our opponents last year just because we didn't lose many games. I think we only lost 2 games the whole season in Canada. So this year we have guys that are really locked in and really want the championship. And I also myself, I've been here for 4 years. This is my 4th year now, and I have 1 championship, but I'm trying to get 2. And we have winners. We have Darius and Pop, who've already won 2 championships in a row. So we have a winning atmosphere.
Lorenzo Downey.
Yeah.
I thought he was the MVP of the OSBA playoffs last year. He was lights out.
Yeah,
so good.
Without him, he would have been in trouble. They would have been in trouble. Him and Avon really stepped up for them.
Speaking of that, I was watching a bit of San Diego's highlights today with Sabri Phillip down there.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's playing, like, he's getting minutes. So
Yeah.
I was wondering, I thought maybe he might have got a red-shirted, let him heal for the injury, but he's out there. He's playing decent minutes and doing all right.
Is he still looking as athletic as he was before?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because he's playing within that system now, so you don't see him. I'm not seeing him doing reverse dunks like here. He would, So I mean, he looks just as good. I don't think they would put him out there if he wasn't 100%. You know, it's like why rush him?
That's good.
Because he's one of the guys. See, he's no one and done guy. He's going to stick around.
Yeah.
17 seconds to go. Avgusti hits. Ridley shouting no fouls. Oh, denied by Nani. Someone take the shot. Finally, Panagiotopoulos misses. Grant again at the buzzer. He hits it, but it's only going to pad his stats, chip the lead down to 75-65. So Ridley escapes with the win. They trailed at half by 3, came out, led by Peter Moses and Cormac McMahon, get away with a 75-65 win. I'm Chris McKee with Shamar Ratame. Shamar, any closing comments?
No, just thank you for having me. It was fun. It was a pleasure, too.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the start of the second game. We'll talk soon.